Chris Palmer SEO Consulting. In the bottom of the video is the toll-free number if you have any concerns. Also, if you're on the site between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, we have live chat for any and all of your questions. That's Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. But in any case, stream is on. My name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. In this video, what I'd like to do is answer your questions. I'd love to assist you with any and all, any of your issues that you might be having with local SEO, Google Maps, Google My Business, Google Business Profiles, pretty much anything and everything that I could help you with. That's what I'm here for. I've allocated some time for today for my normal live with Craig Campbell SEO. If you have not already, please take the time, show my brother some love. He's a great friend of mine, Craig Campbell SEO. He has a YouTube channel. He also has a website. Show him some love. He's an absolutely phenomenal gentleman. He's outside the box, but he's great. He's an absolutely great guy. Show him some love. If you haven't visited his channel, he has great tutorials, tips. Excellent guy. Excellent guy. With that being said, we have Craig Campbell. Generally, we're on, and that is on Eastern Standard Time at 12 noon on his channel. He was not able to make it today. He had some family concerns, so family first. See, in my house, we have a rule. It's called Little Chris Comes First. So generally, I completely understand that rule. Family calls, I'm out of here. But anyway, I've allocated some time, so I'd love to do some consultation with you. If you need more in-depth consultation, please go to chrispalmer.org. I have a calendar where you can feel free to book some time. All right. Now, with that being said, please put your questions in. This is a consultation setting. Consider this paid, right? What is a question? What is something I can help you with? If you had the opportunity to have somebody look at your asset or to help you out, if you have a question, what is it? What is it that I could help you with? You know, generally when I'm doing consultations, my very first question is, other than hello and greeting, is what do you want to walk away from this encounter, this meeting, knowing? What do you want to walk away with? I'm asking you now. What do you want to walk away with? How can this time with us together today, right now, how can this be the maximum, most valuable for you? It's my only objective. How can I give you value? So with that being said, Merry Christmas. Of course, I see the chat already starting. Awesome. I'm blessed to be able to help. You have no idea. When I first started doing this, I'm embarrassed to even say, when we started doing YouTube, 2014, man, I used to do the lives and I'd get one person, we'd be talking, I'd be busting it up. Now I have the opportunity to be able to help so many people. It's nothing but a blessing. So please put your questions in. I will take the time. I have a half hour right now to give to you. So please take advantage of me. Wait, that didn't sound... Take advantage of the time is what I'm getting at. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go through here. Please don't be pitching me in the live stream. I'm here to help business owners, local business owners, maps, YouTube, Google Business Profiles, maps, local SEO. You know, that's what I know. Okay. Page structuring, websites, on page, definite. Off page, for sure. Technical aspects, I'm learning more and more every day, right? I can help you with a lot. So let's go ahead and get into the chat now. Let me just open this up so I could see it. I've been babbling for 4 minutes. The notifications should have gone out. Let me just come over here. I want to welcome SEO Blaster. I love you, Chris. I love you too, brother. Thank you for coming on. Thank you so much. It's nothing but my pleasure. I have to buy instant backlink index training. It's completely up to you. You know, my main focus for the last 2 years has been propelling the agency and the white label side of things, right? This year's focus is going to be the education side. You know, there's two parts of my business. I do education. See, I did not At the end of the day, I'm an SEO and I wanted to be a business owner. I didn't want to be the guy that doesn't put the stuff that he teaches into practice, right? So I didn't want to just keep cranking out trainings and courses. I didn't want to be the course guy. However, with that being said, after dedicating a lot of time to building the agency, building up white label, and building a lot of relationships, I feel very good on, hey, working on the education side. Yes, I have a mastermind, but what I really want to focus on is the propelling the educational side. So not only can I propel the education and train more business owners, but then that of course would lend to the white label and service side, right? So I think they go hand in hand, and that's where I'm going to dedicate a lot of the next 90 days. I want to really hone in the educational side. With that being said, we're going down the list here because you were asking about the training. That's what got me going. Sorry about that. If you watch me, you know how I get, right? Anyway, we're going to go down the list here. Merry Christmas from Greece. Merry Christmas to you, SEO Blaster. All right, let me make this screen a little bit bigger. It's at 80%, so let's put it up to 100 so I can actually read these. I'm also going to go inside of here. Get your questions in. This is a consultation session for you. Generally, I'm on live with Craig Campbell, my great friend at Craig Campbell SEO. So since I've allocated the time, I've sectioned this time off. We do it every single Wednesday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure what time it is if you're in the UK or Australia, but it's 12 o'clock Eastern Standard. All right. With that being said, what I'm doing right now is I just want to make sure I got this right. Let me just come inside of here. Get your questions in, please. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. All right. So with that being said, I'm just coming inside of here. I'm changing the date. Get your questions in. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Ask a question. I'll answer a question. It doesn't matter what it is. Google Business Profiles, local SEO. If you need service, chrispalmer.org. Consultation, again, chrispalmer.org. Educational side is SEO Mastermind. Proxies are at proxypixie.com. All right. Anyway, let me get down into here. See, a lot of times when you do these streams, it doesn't, it doesn't pick up the right information. So it'll like put weird... It's just weird. So bear with me here. Real life application. It doesn't matter. See, it doesn't put the date. It doesn't put the type of what it is. So I like to set these things. All right. Save. Finally. So that should give some more information. Now, here we go. We have some great questions. Thank you for coming on. Get your questions in. I have a half hour. All right. So we've already gone through 7 minutes, and I apologize. I was pre-setting up, but I just wanted to turn it on. The first question comes from SEO Blaster. It says, I have by your instant backlink indexing method. I have a few questions. Okay. Should we make a sitemap, HTML page on Money Site and pass their backlink for indexing? Great question. So, see, in order to give you a visual understanding during the training, all right, I call it a HTML sitemap, which is a very common thing. That's in the white paper for the guidelines, right? Like having an HTML sitemap is a good idea. With that being said, the reason why I make a page called HTML sitemap is to give you a basis and understanding of what we're trying to do. What are we trying to do? We're trying to create a page that has a list of URLs on it. Why? So we can run the API in order to get pages and external links crawled and indexed. See, I can't speak for everyone, but a lot of the services that I have utilized, they shouldn't call themselves an indexing service. They should call themselves a crawling service. You see, at the end of the day, Google is the true decider on if something's going to make it past the filter into the search results. Our objective as SEOs and business owners is to get our pages seen, crawled in the primary index, and then hopefully Google will reward them. But when we're talking about backlinks, external links coming in, or pages on our sites, or pages that we want to get seen or indexed, crawled, that's the primary function and the focus of that training, is to get your stuff seen, get your stuff crawled. Now, the reason why I know that it works and the reason why I created a training was I own thousands of websites, right? I know, crazy, right? But I have a service, right, where we offer guest post opportunities. Anyway, with that being said, the reason why I know the index training works is because I can check the server logs on hundreds of websites to know that, hey, when I ran this request to this page that has a list of the links, sites I control, when I check the server log, I can see that Google crawled, and came over to those websites. So when I make a request, Google comes to the page, they're a spider, they crawl the links, they go to the pages, right? Now, whether it makes it into the search results, again, is the other story. So back to the initial question, HTML sitemap, you can call it whatever you want. Should you have an HTML sitemap? Yes. Do you need an HTML sitemap? No, but it's a great idea. Now, just utilize HTML sitemap as a foundation, as an understanding of what you're trying to do. All right, brother? That's why I called it that, to give people an understanding of what we're trying to do. We're creating a web page that has a list of links on it, and then we're calling the bot to the page. There's some other things that are or requirements, but that's neither here nor there. Right? Okay, let's move on. I want to give more value. Okay, hopefully that helps you out, brother. Compass Carpet Repair. Thank you for the question. Create another GMB. Can you still do virtual offices? Great question. So yes, you 1000% can do virtual offices. However, if you are utilizing virtual offices, you cannot take stock that has been indexed or is being sold on other virtual office platforms. You need privately held stock that has not been marketed. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Moving on. SEO Blaster. Second question is that when we schedule a live YouTube video, and it's correct to put a backlink in your video description and make schema to our money site pages. Okay. You can put a link in your video, right? The reason why you're putting that video is to call because you have a live event, right? That's why you're adding that particular element. With that being said, can you put a link? Sure. Should you put the schema? Definitely. All right. So completely up to you. But we want to add that element to the page. Also too, I would read the requirements. I go over it in the training. You know, the requirements have changed over time. I believe there's 3 different types that you can add to the page in order to have a successful call. All right. So many wishes to you. Wave cycles. Does using keywords in images paths help with topical authority, such as GPS tracking device, whatever device WP? The name of the image, right, can help the optimization. So, you know, there's no fancy way to say that. I was trying to think of a nice way to say, like, hey, adding the name, being descriptive with a keyword is just good practice, right? You know, I see a lot of people, a lot of business owners, and a lot of people like, hey, can I get a slight additional edge by going in and packing keywords into images EXIF, or going into the hex editor and manipulating the code in order to pack keywords? Can I get an edge? Maybe, but because of the time and the amount of edge that you're acquiring, it doesn't fit into a scalable and repeatable process, which means that it can't be a deliverable, right? So if you have a lot of time to do something that gives you a mediocre result, a slight result, then hey, go for it. But what's your time worth? What we're looking for and what you should be looking for is what are the most impactful and helpful things that are going to help propel my business forward, period, right? So is adding that stuff in and worrying about that going to help me go to the next level? Slightly, right? So I wouldn't spend my time, but what I would spend my time doing when we're talking about websites and organic traffic is I would optimize the title of the image. I would take the time, if you can, to auto set the image's XF information about the aperture, when it was taken, who took it, who's the copyright holder, right? Putting those details in there can be helpful if it's automatic. Am I going to spend hours of time doing that? No, it's not worth it, right? Another piece of information that I would take care of, because Google is reading some of the details, and most notably, they're putting and leaning more weight towards phone images. What's great about phone images is there's lots of apps, and there's a lot of XF slash, I forget what it's called. It's not XF, it's forward slash, and then there's another type, right? I forget off the top of my head. But with that being said, there's a lot of pre-built-in information that you get when you're taking a picture with your phone. On top of that, it's already pre-logging launch and LAD details. So that way it hurries up the process. So if you want to utilize those images with a high quality phone and get the launch LAD details, spoof your launch LAD details before you take your images, that could be worth it because it's fast, it's repeatable. Okay, so moving on. Wave cycles, thank you for the question. Does using keywords in, okay, we took care of that. Hello, Chris. Hey, XR Sarna, good to see you. Wave cycles, GP, okay, we talked about that. Mia Andrion. Hey, Chris, keep up the good work. You're amazing. Thank you, brother. Mia Adrian says, do you know some resources that help me visualize the internal linking structure of a site? That would be amazing. I mean, other than, I can only recommend what we use, which is SiteBulb. So is there some fancy new thing that put a fun twist on it in order to maximize dollars that it makes? I'm sure there is. But if I want a visual representation of internal linking and the way the site's flowing, we use SiteBulb. So it's up to you. All right. I'm sure there's some fangled, fancy, shiny object out there, but I try not to. I try. You know, these things get me sometimes where I'm like, oh, that's cool. But I try to limit the amount of tools that I need to allocate time to learn and also pay for, right? You know, if I find something that works and it's repeatable and it works good and it's for a fair price, that's what I stick with, you know. So I've been using SiteBulb for a long time. It was a recommendation from someone I respect. His name's Clint Butler. He recommended SiteBulb to me in 2019 or 2018. I've been using it since. That's it, you know. So that's that. Moving on to the next one. Ekazar Sama. I have a weird accessories store. Weird consumption is illegal in my country. Selling the accessories isn't. The problem in the main keywords I want to target on my website. How do I do that? Okay, let me read that again so I can understand it. Okay, so I have a store. Okay, awesome. Here, let me make this bigger. Dude, do I need new glasses? Jeez Louise. The text is like this big. I went out real quick. I went out and purchased, you know, during Black Friday, they had a deal. I walk into Walmart. No, it was Best Buy. And they have this giant curved monitor, 32-inch computer monitor that's curved, right? On sale, super sale. So I was like, I looked around, like grabbed it. And that's what I've been using. But anyway, what they don't tell you about these curved is, yeah, they're cool and they work great. But depending on how you stand, makes the text small and big. It's weird. So you got to jack it up really big. Anyway, I have a weird accessory store. Weird. Oh, I see. Not weird. I see. Now, it wasn't an I, it was a star. I see. So you have a unique product store, right? We'll just call it that. And the consumption of that product is against not only Google's rules, but it's illegal. Here's just, you know, just small, very small advice, right? Just for me in my life, right? Bad in, bad out, right? Like there's so many products, brother, right? Like the upside is never worth anything that can cause trouble for the family. You must be a young man, right? Where time seems so far away. But I would highly advise, it's, up to you. Because, I dabble with certain things, right? But man, I would steer clear of that. But it's up to you. Now, how do I help? Regardless of the product. Anyway, the problem is in the main keywords I want to target on my website. How do I do that? Okay. So I have some unique directories, we'll just say. Where is the asset hosted? What servers, right? Not only do you want a server that's, let's just say, in Amsterdam, right? So get your server in Amsterdam. So it's serving the content from Amsterdam. Get a .nl or get a .cc. Take a look at what's being rewarded .cc in the niche that I'm in, which can be frowned upon sometimes. It depends on who you are. .cc is what we utilize. And then we host in the Netherlands, which they have a lot of good servers out there. With that being said, I think that would help alleviate a lot of issues. So you're looking for offshore host, Netherlands, DMCA non-compliancy, and then I would take it from there. But it's completely up to you. All right, great, thank you. Moving on. All right. I have a couple more minutes here. All right, please get your questions in. Ask rapid fire, please. I'll try not to be so long-winded. Compass Carpet, thank you for the question. Asks, competitor site recently expired. Don't think he will be back online. Irrelevant. If he let the asset, just for future reference, they let that asset expire, that's mine. Anyway, excuse me, sorry. Anyway, rebuild the site from Wayback Machine and collect this submission. Small business owners still active. I think that, let's take the morality out of it. Yes, of course. Right? But you have to give them a new offer. However, you know how business people are and how people can be, right? Like if I go to an asset and I think it's A, but I'm being pitched B, I'm going to have less trust to deal with A or B, right? So, I would make it clear that it was previously this. I wouldn't use logos, but you can mention this types of things. You want to be transparent with customers. I think it's just good business, but yes, hey, there's free leads, take those, but we want to be on the up and up with the customer, right? Because lifetime value, we want lifetime value, right? It's not about today, it's about tomorrow, in my opinion. All right. So, hey, Chris, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Joplin, good to see you. Maylin says, hey, Chris, love your content about GBP optimization. I'm starting up my GBP SEO agency. What do you think is the best way for me to keep learning? Well, you start up the agency, come see me. We offer white label service. You want to stay up to date, you want the best, come see me. I do it fair. We can work out something. You get the client, we'll do the work, and we'll make sure that it's done right. So, but as far as learning is concerned, as I learn things, I'm very upfront and open with information. Right? I think there's more than enough for everyone. Like I don't do the secret thing. I hate that. I loathe it. So, yeah. And then what's really great too is we're launching a new asset to share our findings and our case studies and our testing completely free. So you can stay up to date with me. On top of that, I think the best way is to allocate time towards testing ideas, So that's my best advice, sir. Steve-O, great to see you. And I have something special for you guys that have been members. It takes me a long time to execute because I have a lot of things going on, but I always deliver. So with that being said, hey Chris, thank you for helping me with junk removal. Really enjoyed your follow-up video. It's my pleasure. Glad to help. Sir Kloop says, hey, CTR booster or in million for CTR manipulation. Any tools you would recommend? These are two completely different tools. Like, wildly different. If you're going to be doing CTR, Garrett has an excellent tool. CTR booster is a good tool. If you're just running junk traffic, in million is a great tool. But please note, like, I test a lot of different tools out. But CTR booster is a good tool. I mean, it's in the name, right? So, yeah, I think try them all out. But thank you for your question. Ayman Ali says, youngest SEO expert in India. Nice. I like that. How can I get high-paying local SEO clients from US, but I'm based in India? High cost means high value, right? In order to convey high value, there has to be a track record, right? So unfortunately, my friend, see that's where I notice a lot of people always, everybody wants to aim for high, you know? But in order to command high, you need to be able to deliver that, right? And I don't know, there's not one thing that I can tell you that's going to help you propel to guarantee a high ticket client unless you have a high ticket service or a high ticket, strategy that you can offer. I don't think that having a consistent flow of high ticket clients is something that comes like that or with a system. I don't believe anybody that sells that or offers that, like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do this. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It has not been, from my personal experience, high ticket clients come from having a track record with high ticket clients. My highest ticket clients came from referral. Always. It's always, like, the world is a lot smaller than you think. And like, all of my best, highest paying clients came from referral. Always. And generally it'll be referral from, hey, for instance, I have a car dealer, right? Medium competition car dealer that's plugged in with tons of people in a particular part of California. This gentleman has helped me get new customers that are outrageous, super high ticket. And he was just a car dealer. He sells one type of vehicle. In fact, it's not even a dealer, it's a repair service. But that's how so what I would do is start doing work, advertise. I really like Facebook, I like Google, and I love Bing. And you have to start working your customers. And just because you know your value is here, cost and value are two different things. You have to be able to put those stepping stones in place in order to be able to command the dollar. So I call it taking all bets. I would take all bets until the opportunity comes your way. But that's just my opinion. All right. If you aim high, you'll always be hungry. You have to take what comes in the door, brother. Take them all. Take them all. Yeah, I know I'm worth this. I know I'm the best. But I need to eat today, right? Who can I help today? As long as you know that you're a servant, you'll find success. I promise you. Do good work. The people that you do work with, do your best work. Be fair. Then it will come. But you just got to keep chucking. Find something. Find an opportunity. Like, for instance, I've talked about this previously. Like, doing the digital stuff. Like, I know people talk bad about Fiverr and all these places. But offer offer the services that are low cost but have a high turnover in order to get your foot in the door. You never know who that person knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I was doing SRT services and I started getting clients that way. Like, I'm telling you, there's opportunity, but you have to be willing to work. That's all I have to say about that, brother. Moving on. I think Upwork will be best. That's but don't limit yourself. you have to have lots of lures in the water. Lots of lures. Lots of lures. And don't be scared to, you know, see, I always think to myself, I had nothing when I started anyway. So like always go for it. Like if I get this, like, yeah, okay, I have to allocate money towards bills and food and blah 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 blah. But if there's any left over, don't buy anything. Put it right back into the business. Like take that $300 and go dump it on Facebook ads and see if I can go acquire a customer. And don't be scared. Like, oh man, that client acquisition cost is insane. Who cares? It will be a snowball. Next thing you know, after 5-10 years, you're gonna wake up and be like, dang. Promise. All right. Anyway, moving on. Only because you're such a young man, I am inclined to help you, sir. All right, Joplin. Chris, I'd like to ask you, what AI tools are you using in 2024 while working on SEO, for example, to create backlink citations, technical SEO? Okay. This is how many times I have yet to see an AI tool that actually will create backlinks for me. However, they will help with citation writing. They help with Web 2.0 content. They help with the directory listings, right? Having unique listings created. Like it's so easy now to come up with, 100 different citations, right? Like previously you're trying to spin them, but you can only get so many variations of saying the same thing. Now, dude, it's so easy, right? So we're utilizing what I was using was Lambda. And I really like that. It's not called Lambda, it's called Palm, actually. Like if you have to go look it up, I called it Lambda because there's this fork, there's a system, it's called, if you go into the AI testing kitchen, Google will tell you, go to the test kitchen and you'll find what you're looking for. There's a whole bunch of forks that we'll take from all over. And that's what we've been using. It was a Lambda Palm fork. It was a mixture of both because they already had a pre-training set on the niches that I was in, right? So with that being said, I think anything coming from Google, I like OpenAI's ability now to tune models. It's very expensive, but I think the creation of content, I like using Palm, and then we're tuning the model based on what Google's already rewarding. That's what we're doing. You can do whatever you want. As far as for backlink building, I would love for somebody to actually, I know those videos get crazy views, but it's just laughable. Like there's no AI tools yet that I've seen, that actually generate a backlink. But they will help me create the content, create pitches. They'll help me do that type of thing. Also, too, it will make an itemized list of resources to go and pitch, which is kind of cool. But yeah, there's no specialty or secret sauce of any type of sort. The only secret sauce that I could say is if you go over to that AI kitchen, I think it's Test Kitchen, in their resource section, you find a lot of really good resources. But I really like Amazon's AI. I like Facebook's AI. Well, I did like it, then they cut it off. So Facebook, Google, Amazon. That's it. And I like OpenAI stuff now because now you can fine tune it, which I think is cool. What was the second piece of that question? Technical SEO. Well, the technical side, using Bard, I think is what it's called, like for technical issues. I love that. When I have a big question about something to do with, say, status codes or something technical where it's technically difficult, or technically I would have to go and hire somebody in order to help me solve an issue, it has been massively helpful. For instance, I was trying to harden a server, right? Then I was looking for literal step-by-step of what exactly do I need to do in order to cut off this specific type of attack. Okay, do this. Helpful. That's the technical side that I like. Moving on. What's the update on your SEO tool that you're building? Oh, awesome. So it's quite interesting. We are building a SEO tool suite. In fact, we already have 3 tools. So I have and I own, it should be going up pretty soon. We'll at least have those 3. We have a grid tool, Maps Grid, right? Very, very common now, but I think where we'll get in is I'll do it cheaper. The next thing is we have a review checker, and then we have a entity tool. The next thing is going to be keyword cannibalization, and then we're going to do citations, but that'll be search engine optimization tools.com. It's going to be a tool suite, right? How's the progress? The developer was just messaging me saying, hey bro, I'm back. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. He put up a light theme. I said, no, I want it dark. It's coming along very, very well. It's coming along well. Thank you for asking. Truly appreciate that. Chris, thank you for the question. I think Upwork okay. As a local business owner, what do you think the best investment start dabbling to get more leads? As a local business owner, Google Max, based upon search history in the last 60 days. Anybody that is on the market, looking for those specific types of services, you're going to pay a lot to acquire those customers, but it's still cheaper than the Google guarantee. I think the LSAs are really, really good. I like running Max to anybody that has been searching for anything in the past X days. Depending on the service, LinkedIn can be very, very helpful. I didn't like Reddit recently. We've been running ads over there. I'm not a fan. Google products and LinkedIn. And I really, really like Bing. That's it, brother. Where everybody goes. Bing is nice, depending on your service. All right, moving on to the next. Hey, Chris, should I be buying backlinks from you once we complete our website? How much? How often? All right, Steve-O, I get this. This is a very, very common question. Should you buy backlinks from me? Only after you realize the value to cost ratio that I provide, right? Once you go out, like not so many, but I get quite a few people that come. They're so used to being massively overcharged that it's absurd, right? So once you realize the value to cost ratio that I provide, that would be the first time I want you to come see me. Next, how much, how often? All right. How much? That's wildly dependent on a SERP by SERP basis and what Google is rewarding. All right. So how much, how often is take a look at your leading competitors for your primary keywords. Every page is targeting a primary keyword. Who's the winner? How many referrings? What category? Got it. Done. That's how many. Now, how often? Velocity is, I don't want to say an irrelevant metric, but the velocity is generally determined by budget. So how often is how much, what's your budget? How many is based upon the SERP and who's winning. What category, how many, what's the quality? All right. So that hopefully that helps you out. Thomas O'Grady, great to see you. Hey, Chris, when adding entities, all right, to my local landers, should I just be trying to beat my competitors' count? Does density come into it like optimizing for keywords? Excellent question. Okay. Entities and co-occurring key phrases. We're looking for the count. And Thomas, I know you understand the count, right? I mean, we've been working together, right? So what I mean by count is specifically, okay, what is their entity density? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at those top 5 gentlemen or companies, business owners. We want to look and analyze their competition, figure out, okay, what entities do they have and what is their entity density? And then we want to match and mirror, but we really want to get slightly more. So run a report, see how many entities they have on the page, and then make your density slightly higher. All right. I answered your question quickly, but I also wanted to give some context, right? So hopefully that answers your question. Yes, density matters, but it's not specifics. It's overall count. All right. It just so happens that I prefer to go for the most related entities. And then take a look when you're doing your header counts, take a look at heading entity density. That's a key. All right. So you have your body count, but then what's the header count? Okay, how many other headers contain an entity or a co-occurring key phrase? All right. So you have your optimizations, your exacts, your partials, right? Then you have your generic slight terms, your co-occurring key phrases and entities. What's the count in the body text and what's the count inside the headers? And then optimize from there. All right. But don't go too crazy. You can go crazy on the co-occurring, but don't go nutty on the entity. All right. All right. Thomas O'Grady. And do I have it in main content or just put it? Okay, so we talked about that and mentions in schema. So when we're talking about the schema, I think it can be very, very helpful. Yes, you want to put it in your schema, but you shouldn't have pages and pages and pages. I think that's irrelevant. However, where I would focus my attention is on that home page. So on your home page, you can go slightly overboard. But on your internal pages, just follow the hierarchy. And if you want to be a little bit, non-conservative with your placement of entities inside the schema, then do it. All right. Don't stuff it though. All right. I hope I made that clear. All right. Let me try to keep going here. How's all this volatility in the SERPs affecting your traffic? Well, I have a new website, so I don't know. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. After we redirected the old asset, I really haven't looked because I know I had a brand new website. It's not even my own personal asset. I'm not even looking, right? Plus I'm not optimized around anything. I have a landing page that is putting people to service, right? On the new asset, I'm not concerned. With that being said, clients. So last September, okay, not last September, it would be the September that just passed. That's when I noticed the biggest fluctuation of traffic for a lot of people. And this is when what you'll notice is this is when they started mixing the SERPs. The intent of the SERPs have started to change, right? Where you're getting a mixed SERP result, where previously, for instance, if you were targeting We Buy Houses, right? Big niche for me, right? If we're targeting We Buy Houses, you'll also find We Buy Houses, high commercial intent, right? But there'll also be best places to sell a house, right? Or five tips for selling your house. Mixed SERP, right? Mixed intent. I can't just gauge based on the primary intent because the SERP is mixed. So in order to combat that, what I realized was then if Google's rewarding mixed SERPs, then we need more than one piece of content to target a SERP. And that's what we started doing. So for clients that have the budget in order for us to deploy such strategies, because you're creating double, triple content based on a primary keyword, we're doing great. That's what we started to do to combat it, right? So that's that. But yeah, dude, I think everybody saw a slight dip, but it has definitely came back. Are you going to be offering core reports as a service in your store? Yes, that is. I talked to Ted. I liked his recommendation. What he suggested was not only a report, which I could just offer the report, but along with the report, doing a one-on-one. And okay, here's what you need to do, and here's how you do it. Right? So I think I'll offer two separate types of core reports. Also, too, I think that will be that's going to be one of the primary functions that we start offering. One of them, a new service. Yeah, I like core a lot. Japlin, thank you for your question. You put so much in-depth content on YouTube. I think watching all of your videos now, most of my questions are solved. Thank you so much for doing that, Chris. You're welcome. Art of Forex Trading. Thank you for your question. My competitor is using... All right, I got to end this in about 3 more minutes. So if you have anything, please ask. I'll answer it, and then I got to run. So Thomas O'Grady, this question that's at the bottom here, thank you. You're the man. It's got a okie doke. Get your questions in, and then I got to run. All right. But in any case, Art of Forex. My competitor is using ChatGPT to create thousands of articles per day, and it's really boosting their Google rankings. In light of this, do you think I should be adopting a similar strategy? No, I do not. No, I do not. I, you know, just because, see, I run across this with clients all the time, right? Just because somebody's doing something against the book and winning doesn't mean that you should change what has been working forever, right? Like, yeah, they might be getting that off now, but if you go in there and take a look, what are they gaming? What are they winning? Is there high commercial intent keywords performing, or are they getting a lot of informational traffic? The cases are always different, right? They might be doing good, they might not be. That's irrelevant. What I'm getting at here is I would still focus on high quality SEO, producing high quality pieces of content at a rate in which that is scalable, right? Do I think that producing tens of thousands of pages on a daily basis can get you short-term success? Definitely, for sure. But is it sustainable, and what will Google change tomorrow, right? It has to be a long-term, consistent, stable play, right? You know as well as I do, nothing is fast, especially when it comes to making and earning dollars, right? I look for sustainable, consistent, and repeatable. That's what I would do. All right. Let him have his run, right? But when he gets whacked, when he gets that algorithmic penalty, right, for all that content, like I've seen tons of sites do, up and then whoop back down, and then that slow push back up for terms that are non-relevant to the site because he produced so much content, let him have his run. But I know you're going to be smarter than that. Next, they've achieved an impressive feat in SEO in less than 2 years. They've gone from ranking for fewer than 5,000 keywords to ranking for 50,000. It's a remarkable growth in their visibility. Awesome. So this is starting to tell me that they're not just copying and pasting. This sounds like they could have a potential team in place in which they're taking the content in order to create it rapidly, optimizing, pruning, refreshing, and then posting on a consistent basis. Because almost all that I have seen will get that massive spike, and then they start their downsend. Always. And once they do get totally up, what starts bringing in the traffic and big sums is generally going to be traffic that's irrelevant to the services that they provide. They'll be ranking and getting their top keywords will be for words like water and hose and topic. I don't know, right? Yeah, they get a lot of traffic, but how's conversion? I would personally, this is just my opinion, and plus I'm speaking on a local level, right? I'm looking to create high commercial intent. I'm trying to create a silo and or depth of concept to answer all of the questions. And then on top of that, I'm building city and or town pages in order to target specific areas. And then I'm answering those specific questions. That's it. That's what we do. You know, I don't know your niche. Your thing says Forex trading. So, hey, take a look. But what I would look at is that 50,000, where is that traffic coming from? Is it information? You know, every case is different. But best wishes to you. I would stick to the tried and true. Is my best advice. How much do you charge for site audit? I can do all right. I think there's multiple types of audits, right? If you're looking for a success report, right? If you want to know the path of least resistance and know how to win from an SEO standpoint, I charge by the hour. You can go to chrispalmer.org. Now, if you're looking for 9,000 different things to go and do, right? Basically, I pull up Sitebulb, I pull up Screaming Frog, and I pull up, you know, a bunch of tools and then put it into a fancy report and sell it to you for a G. No, I don't do that. That's not what I do, right? I look at it from a straight SEO standpoint. All right. What's the fastest, quickest way to find success organically utilizing search marketing SEO? That I can help you with, and it's by the hour. Come book an hour, we can get through it. I assure you. Never tried Google Max ads, only mobile search ads and Bing ads. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I like the Max. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, sir. Great. Glad to help you. Paternity test information says, Chris, have you used Josh Bashinsky SEO Copilot? No. No, sir, I have not. I will say, though, I used to love watching Josh. I thought he was very witty. Back in 2016, I want to say, I used to watch Josh. He used to do these lives. That's like when he first got on with Chase. Remember when he used to meet with Chase and Chase lived in his basement? Dude, I used to love watching those guys. They were freaking witty. They were funny, from SEO funny. I thought it was, I enjoyed watching Josh. I thought he was very intelligent. I thought he was witty. But no, I did not try his tool. But he would be a fun conversation, though, I'm sure. I haven't watched him in a very, very long time. But that doesn't mean he's still not fun. How do you define high quality content today? I don't. I let Google decide. High quality content is content that extracts traffic. Because I've seen stuff that I thought was garbage and it gets rewarded. So I define high quality by stuff that makes it into the search results, ranks high, and generates traffic. That's it, right? So, there's so much chatter about high quality and what that means, and there's so many different opinions. Like, take SEO and search engines out of it. Writing it's opinion based. What's high quality to me, right, may not be high quality to you. So there's only one decider, and that's Google. So if I create a piece of content and I've done my best work, I've optimized it, it's doing well, and it ranks, and it gets traffic, and I get leads, and I get clients, that's a great piece of content. And that's how I determine if it's good or not. I let Google decide. That's it. That's that. Because how many times have you created a piece of content, a blog piece of content, and crickets? Then you just throw something up like you don't give two pennies about it, and it goes, right? There's only one deciding factor, and it's Google, right? Like everybody has all these opinions. I know guys out there charging, 25 cents. No, I'm sorry, 12 cents a word. And they got the best content on planet Earth. I throw that stuff up, it didn't rank, right? I crank out an article, have my brother optimize it, or I optimize it by counting the SERP, and it goes. That's a high quality piece of content. But those guys will go in there, or ladies will go in there and read it, and they'll be like, oh, this is crap. Yeah, but it ranks. And the clients are getting calls. My client thinks it's great, right? So that's the gauge, and that's my opinion. All right. Mega Doofus. Interesting name, sir, or ma'am. However, fun name. It got my attention. I've seen you before, I think. But do you see an issue with sponsored links in my two niches? Often seen up to 4 sponsored links above the fold, including a sponsored link in the map pack. I like being the sponsored link. If I'm competing in a SERP, right? I know a gentleman, his name's Simon, right? And for him, one of his KPIs or key metrics for his clients, he's a great guy, by the way, is he wants to be seen in 3 places. And I never, or more than 3 places. But I never boiled it down to just a simple idea of you want to be seen in as many places as possible in a SERP. And the reason for that is because when there's a SERP, I want as many opportunities to generate a click. I believe it's called EPC. So if you have the opportunity and the budget in order to get sponsored, to get maps, to get sponsored maps, to get organic, top page, bottom page, sidebar, banner ad, whatever it is, if I can increase the probability of generating a lead or a customer or a phone call, I want to take that opportunity if the budget will allow it. All right. So do I see a problem with it? No, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, moving down. These are going to be the last two here. Furman UK and Compass are the last two. I want to thank you now because I have to cut and run, but I'm going to answer these two, and then we're all done. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time, right? If there's anything I can ever do for you, ask a question below. I answer them all, as long as it makes it past the filter. Don't put any links. Don't say anything derogatory. No curse words. No weird stuff, because YouTube just filters it. I have it on strict mode. I don't even see it, right? So if you're going to put a URL, or if you want me to look at something, or you have a question, be polite, be honest, don't put any URLs, and I'll answer your question, I assure you, right? With that being said, thank you. If you need any service, chrispalmer.org. Mastermind is SEOmastermind.org. If you need mobile proxies, it's proxypixie.com. I'm about to have a slew of videos. I'm almost done with the rest of them. I have a slew of videos answering every flipping question there is about proxies. I wanted to launch the proxy service with the tool, but the timelines aren't going to match, and my partner is losing his mind, so I can't hold off anymore. Anyway, Furman UK. Josh is a smart guy, as are you. Sometimes he is too smart, and it goes way over my head. His tool is good. I've been watching him since the black hat versus white hat Skype group days. Yes. Oh, yeah. Excellent stuff. Awesome. Carpet repair, Reddit, and Medium secret sauce for indexing pages. Any other tricks out there? For certain keywords, I love Reddit and forums and Quora. For certain keywords. Because what Google has been doing is they have been rewarding these groups by, found around the web, or what people are talking about, and they're more and more commercial-based terms. They're giving a lot of weight to those platforms. So, up to you. I love them. I am allocating quite a bit of time to the curation of accounts at this present time, because we started seeing the writing on the walls with free traffic on those. We'll be offering that soon as a service, but as soon as we have 1,000 accounts, we'll start offering it. Right? Because some of those SERPs are valuable. For instance, I won't say the specific because I don't want anybody to figure out where we're competing, but let's just say it's We Buy Houses Houston, right? Or Sell Your House Fast Houston. They're taking found around the web, or talking about companies, and they're showcasing, Reddit and Quora and forums, right? It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. They're even taking blog comments and putting it in those sections from websites. It's nuts. Like bigger websites, they're taking sections out of there. If there's a dialogue or communications that's been sectioned off, they're adding that in there. Dude, I've seen Black Hat World showing up inside of these things. That's going to be a new play. So, keep your eyes on that, and I would allocate some time. Go look around your SERPs and see if you're starting to see that. Found around the web, what people are saying, I think is what they call it. Yes. Those are my only tricks. I want to thank you for your time. Kelly literally, well, she left 14 minutes ago. I'm a little on OT here. So, Kelly left 14 minutes ago. My daughter's here. I'm actually at home. I'm not in my office, so that's fun. That's why we have this fun background instead of the black one. But thank you so much. I'm going to see little Chris. I'm gonna take the kids out for some lunch. Man, thank you guys. I love you guys so much. You have no idea. I truly appreciate you taking the time to ask questions. It means the world to me to be able to help you. So thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. It's open! It's open! It's open! Pull it! Pull the door! Are you naked? Oh, I want you to wipe his butt. Ew. Okay, well, hold up. I was just closing out this stream.
Well, that's what I told him. I told him he had to wait, but...
We're all good. I was literally just telling these fine folks that I got a roll, that I got family duties to handle. So, all right. Thank you guys and gals. Thank you for your time. Many blessings. And I'll see you in the next one. Bubby! Say goodbye to these fine folks.
Bye.
The count's dropping. Hi, Lily!
Hi.
Ha! Gotcha. See ya!
I'll come in.
Love you guys. Bye. No, it's already toast.
Yeah, he wanted you to wipe his booty. Because I
Yeah.
said I'd do it